Yes, welcome back fellas to this week's daily race lap guide. We were thinking of C, we've changed our mind last minute to daily race B at Tokyo Expressway East Inner Loop. The favoured car this week is looking like it is the McLAREN F1. Brake balance for this lap is front one. Felt like I had similar place on brake balance 0. The car does feel even better on brake balance rear 1 and 2. Just can't produce at times, unfortunately, with those balances. So find one that suits yourself. Pretty long lap this one. It's all about maintaining those high apex speeds. Really only 2 braking sessions we have to worry about. The rest is just trying to minimize lost time on the way in and trying to pick up some time on the way out as we find our first brake marker. As this 150 sign goes into my roof is where I'm smashing on the brakes. Really big threshold braking section. Down to second, wait for first till you go over this ripple strip, back up into second before we take off now. Get some throttle open, and when you feel the grip come back to the rear end, a wide open throttle she is. As we push our way up to the next complex here, this is going to be a sort of a little light brush on the brakes, coasting down to the apex, so just before that 50 sign, resting on the brake, not too much, keeping the throttle open the whole time. So as soon as we lift off the brakes, we've got a little bit of engine power. Finish the corner in the center of the road, then back over to the right hand side of the road to open up the second part of this complex. Wide open throttle just a little bit after the apex. You are trying to come out of that first part in the center of the road. So just we turn in a touch late here. You can turn a little bit earlier, and then the car will sort of hug to the road. We completely get this wrong and end up brushing the wall. So a bit of practice there. Lift off in that dip. Don't close the throttle, you will understeer. Start squeezing the throttle back on and the grip comes back towards you. Any closed throttle there will lose time. Just once the 50 board goes under the roof here, nice rest on the brake pedal. Keep the throttle open. Jam a little bit of wide open in the middle there just to carry some speed. Lift for the second part of that, no brakes. And there we go. It's time for our next breather. Nice little bit of wide open section here. Sticking to the right hand side of the road, braking just where the road goes light here. Pretty much anywhere in there should see you pulled up. Nice little trail. Then we're just going to crack the throttle to help carry the speed, not wide open because it'll push you, and then we're going to close the throttle and let the car roll down to this second apex. Pick up the throttle as you're making your way to the apex, then wide open shortly thereafter for the longest main straight. So at least a minute and a half of this lap you're pretty much resting. So we'll jump on board in chase view. So around this 150 board, it doesn't look like a 150 board in that view, but that's what you're looking at. So down to second, first just to help rotate the car. Now back up to second, squeeze on that throttle nicely, push the car out of there. We want to finish this complex on the left hand side of the road. Around the 50 board we're going to brush on the brake, push the nose down to the apex, squeeze open that throttle, keep to the center of the road, move back to the right hand side of the road, throw her in there, don't close the throttle, whatever you do. Try and go for quarter to half. Turn in a bit earlier than this. We sort of stuffed this corner up, unfortunately. Running out of time to take another take. Lift off, but do not close. Close will understeer, don't lift off, you'll understeer. Brush to the brake to keep the nose in. A little bit of wide open in the middle there. Lift for the second part of that. And wide open as fast as possible. Pretty much any time you're not... the further you close the throttle, the slower your lap will be for most of these. So just work your way up to it. Braking right under the 100 sign there by the looks of it. Drop 2 gears. Wait for third, crack open the throttle, let the car roll to the outside. Now close the throttle, let it roll back to the inside, and start opening the throttle and squeezing it on the way out for the world's longest run to the line. Back inside we go. 150 board is what we're looking for. Down into second. Now first. Back up to second. Open the throttle. Push the car out. Get yourself a breather. Get yourself composed. So we're going to be looking for a 50 board. A rest on the brakes. Down to the apex. In the center of the road for the exit. Back over to the right hand side. Lift. Squeeze it on. Push yourself out. So turn in a touch earlier than this, pretty much. And then the car will suck you around, not like what I do. Half throttle, full throttle. A brush on the brakes at the 50 board. A little bit of wide open in the middle there. Another second lift. Squeezing on the accelerator nice and softly on the way out of there. You'll feel the grip come back. If you just go to wide open too quickly, the car will understeer. So you're trying to get to wide open real fast, but really, really slow fast. Brake it under the 100 sign, down 2 gears, down the third, open the throttle, let the car run wide, close the throttle, let it come back for this second apex. As you see the wall start to come towards you, open up that throttle. Apply wide open, trying not to hit that wall on the outside as we push down to the start-finish line. On board now for some sweet bumper cam. Yeah, most of you bumper blokes know what you're looking at. I'll just be saying the same stuff over and over again. Really, really good Simcators episode 16 this time. We did a collaboration with Hugh Hattrick, the man himself. Plenty of sim racing chat up in there. Ended up going for about an hour and 40 minutes, so we didn't run out of anything to talk about, that is for sure. So check that out, there'll be a link as always. And yeah, I'll see you Wednesday afternoon. I'm not sure if we'll race this race, it looks pretty murderous, and we've only at my 4 races a week slow pace just made it back to A+. So yeah, we'll see how we go. We'll just start a stream, might even do some qualifying around here actually. I really think there's a heaps faster lap than this. This one feels a little bit so. Definitely a 10th or 2 in there for sure. Okay fellas, good luck with your efforts and I will see you later.